Welcome to another taping of The Realest TV. It's your favorite host, Bakir Love.
And I'm your girl, Keith, the social media ghost.
And I'm Mika, the badass unicorn.
Yep, and today we got another lit show with some fire guests, but first, let's start the show right now. And this needs to be stated too.
If you have a friend,
Why you still there?
Yeah.
somebody gotta keep it real.
All right, everybody, it's our hot topic segment, also known as Issues. So let's jump right into our issues.
But before we get into it, let's include our guest, Bishop Vance Oldes of Liberty House Ministries. How are you, Bishop?
I'm so blessed and gracious to be here today. How are you?
I'm good, and we thank you for coming.
No
So
problem.
look, we're gonna get right into our topics.
Okay.
Everybody knows how this goes. All right, first question here is, should stepdads or stepmoms be allowed to physically discipline your child?
Absolutely not. I feel like no one should be putting hands on no children at all. I don't feel like that's a proper way to raise your kids. So I don't think another party that's dating and just so happen to marry into the family needs to be punishing the child in that way. I'm just against it completely.
I'll say this, I'm gonna discipline my child. I'm gonna discipline my child, and I'm gonna speak to the camera early again. You discipline my child, I'm gonna discipline you. And that's just point blank period. Somebody gotta keep it real. That's my stance.
What do you
on
think, Bishop?
Well, I'm old school. I'm from the era you spare the rod, you spoil the child. If in fact we don't get to them, the world gonna get to them.
That's a fact.
And so it made a lot of sense for me in terms of stepmom or whatever, or stepdad. If we allow the stepdad to pay the bills for the house, why wouldn't we allow the stepdad to discipline the children? Now, there's a degree of discipline, and of course, we have to have that balance.
Right.
But I believe that there ought to be some sort of discipline in the household, especially with the stepdad or the stepmom. And I get it, how territorial we can be because of your children. But again, if we don't discipline them at home, the police going to discipline them.
Exactly.
They're going to get some type of discipline. I was raised, I feared my parents because I knew that if I didn't do
That
right,
switch was coming.
yeah, absolutely.
You gonna pick your own. That's how it was.
So,
You can pick your own, or that
absolutely.
extension cord.
Yeah, so
And if it's
See-
a family unit, right, why isn't the mom or the dad allowed to do it?
right,
If we're in there raising them, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
And I say verbally, this okay. You can reprimand my child, but if you put your hands on my child, that's taking it to another degree. And that's cool. That's cool. Verbally, you can tell them to take out the trash, tell them, hey, make sure
Yeah,
you
that
do
makes
good on
sense.
you in the house. You better. I hope my spouse or significant other or the one I used to deal with would pick somebody who would be positive and somebody.
But why
who,
would you have a person taking care of your child or being in the home with your child that you don't trust to discipline?
I mean, it's not really your choice. It's
It
not.
is your choice.
It's your choice who's in your home.
Exactly.
No.
It's
I'm
definitely
talking
your
about.
choice.
I'm thinking of the child, the stepmother, the child, the house where my child is when they're not with me.
Okay, but I'm talking as far
You
as
can't
disciplining.
choose. You
If
can't
I
choose
don't
if she want to mess
discipline my
with
child
Tyrone.
like that,
She
I don't
want to
want
mess with
nobody-
Tyrone from the creek. It's no way you gonna stop her from messing with Tyrone
Bishop,
from the
Nah,
creek.
y'all
That's not
tripping.
your
I
choice.
understand what I'm saying,
Tripping.
Bishop.
Is
I do understand, and it's preference. You know what's clever for you, what fits your house. I can't oppose on you what works for me because what helped me might hurt you. And so what works for your house, you know what's for your house. For me in my house, if I got a youngin in my house, especially these days, these cats, they raising up on you, da-da-da-da-da-da, and they will provoke you to do
putting your hands on them.
Absolutely. So there are boundaries and there's discretion and there are particular ways you handle your children. Like I said, for me, how I came up, my parents didn't play that. Not only do my parents, but the people in our neighborhood didn't play that.
Right.
And see, I think we need more of that because we don't have a community. I don't feel like it's much of a community anymore. When I grew up, all my neighbors knew each other. If you did something, the neighbor could have came at you. I mean, that's point blank period, like they was your father, but it's no
But
community
doesn't
anymore.
that teach the kids to fear adults instead of looking at them
I'd
like
rather
they
them
can come
fear,
to them?
I'd rather fear their
No.
peers than the police and be in that situation where they have to deal with them.
Okay. All right.
BLM.
So look, we're going to move to the next topic. All right, next topic. Is it okay to stay in touch with your ex while married or in a committed relationship?
No,
I don't
not
think,
at all.
I don't think that's cool. For what? Unless you had children and you had to deal with the children and, in partnership with that. But why would I have any relationship with an ex so we could talk about how good it was?
Yeah, that's the only thing that can be talked about.
What are we here for? Like, let's not play no games.
Okay.
It was good, and I ain't trying to revisit that when I'm married because I mess around and put myself in a situation I can't get out of. And that's coming from a preacher. So I know how much hard it is for somebody else to be digging on somebody that used to crush. And y'all hear me?
That's like look,
Exactly.
that's like
But,
when these
like-
work husbands and these work wives ain't no way. Somebody gotta keep it real. If you got a work husband or work wife, you need to be single.
But
Then you
just to
go to-
play
go to
devil's
work-
advocate,
go to work
what if you
single.
were already friends with this person? Y'all had a relationship. It didn't work out. Wouldn't you still want to be friends with that person?
No.
Nah, I mean,
I'm just saying.
I would
Like,
want
don't
to, but
know.
after you had sex with somebody, you were no longer friends.
That's a slick setup.
I mean, that's slick. That's sneaky.
That's a slick setup. Especially at vulnerable positions where it's familiar and you don't know the intent of somebody's heart. And when you're in a vulnerable position and it ain't going on right at the house, and you right there and you comfort
They
them,
know
you
exactly
console.
what to do.
Come
I
on.
know,
And so do we.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's not one of my exes I couldn't get back if I wanted them. You know what I'm saying? I
sure
said it on
they
camera.
go the other way.
I'm just saying. I'm
and
just
that's
saying.
my segue.
If I'm friends with it,
Let's move to our next question. Our last
somebody
question.
gotta keep it real.
So, should marijuana possession charge be expunged from the records of Black and Brown people, being that it's for recreational use now and is legalized in 19 states, including the District of Columbia?
I think 100%. I mean, if you're gonna make money off it, we need expungements. We need expungements. We need that, expeditiously, because there's too many jobs out here that are gonna discriminate on people for being caught with something that's being openly distributed in our community. Let's call it a thing a thing.
Why keep someone bound for something that's free now? That just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
As long as it's not attached to any violent crime, I feel like, yeah, sure, expunge it. But if so, keep it all in there.
So you're basically talking about as long as it's not like maybe drug dealing?
I feel like sometimes people get a rack of charges in one situation. I feel like if it's also attached to you committing maybe assault or a violent crime, keep it on there.
Now,
Let
if you
them all
shot
just keep it
somebody,
right there.
shot somebody and you had some weed on you. You know what I'm saying? Take the weed, but I'm not saying.
No, keep it all on there.
Keep it all. Keep with the weed, with the assault.
Yeah, because you can.
Nah.
You did a whole bunch of stuff that day.
Nah, but they selling it now.
Yeah,
they selling it. The government, Uncle Tom is getting that
Some
money.
counts got to be let loose if
Uncle
you're not
Tom or
charged
Uncle
with it.
Sam.
Both of them.
I mean, if you got caught with a possession of weed, that's what we're talking about. If you got caught with possession of weed, not adding any charges.
Right.
Of course, if you murder somebody, you got caught with the weed. I mean, if it's legal, then the weed is obsolete. You deal with the murder charge. Right. But if you get a possession with weed and it's legal, why hold that guy in jail with something that's legal? And furthermore, when I came up, it wasn't legal, so I'm in my feelings.
So you think they should do it retroactively?
Yeah, they
go
should
back and just take all that out.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, right? I started smoking weed at 12, right? 12 years old, and it wasn't legal. And I finally went to Amsterdam a couple of years ago, and I was like, where in the world was Amsterdam when I was 12? And I'm a preacher, and so I couldn't, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I wouldn't be condemned, if I wouldn't be sent to hell by the church, and it wouldn't physically mess with my body because I'm smoking it and I'm not harming nobody and it's legal and it wouldn't be considered a sin, I would smoke a J right now.
All right.
I might light one up with you.
said it.
I might light one up with you.
You know what I'm saying? That's just being honest. Like, I would, but you know, if you know my story, I wouldn't smoke a J anyway if I could, because it probably would lead me to my choice. And so I abstained from everything. I've been clean for 30 years. And so it wouldn't be good for me to smoke a J. But if in fact it was cool, it's legal. And I'm good with it.
All right now. Well, when we come back, Bishop Oldes talks from going from cocaine to collar, the divine truth, when we return.
Yep, but first, I want to thank our sponsors, Ashe, a black-owned, I think I got one back here too. Just have Ashe, a black-owned alkaline spring water. And you know the slogan of our show, right? Somebody got to keep it real. So let's give it a real.
All the way.
We got one for you next. Don't worry about it, Bishop.
Okay. I'm in my feelings. I can't even take
Oh, you gonna get, we got
like
some.
this.
Oh, that's good.
I got my bottle.
That's good, man. Hey, make sure
Good.
y'all support them. We're gonna have that information on the bio on YouTube. Well, we right back with some more Realist TV. Don't go nowhere.
What's up, everybody? This is Bishop Oldes. You're watching Realist TV. Somebody gotta keep it real.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to renowned Bishop Vance Oldes from Liberty House Ministries. Hey, how are you? I'm doing well. So you've been seen all over social media and known for dancing and skating. So is that a part of your ministry to connect to the people?
Absolutely. It is part of my ministry. I use it as sort of a bait or catalyst to meet people where they are. Because people really don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And you want to be able to meet them at their playing field so they can open up and we can be transparent and have the commonality to even do what God has called me to do.
Okay. So I wanna highlight your wonderful book here.
Sure.
Okay, and it's called From Cocaine to Collar.
Yeah.
There is hope for everyone to recover.
To recover. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really want to talk about your experience and how you recovered.
Well, it's a tedious journey, but for me to put a cord in a paint, it was ugly. It was painful. It was degrading. And oftentimes when I share about my story, I'm an accomplished man. I'm educated. I'm degreed, but I think I'd rather glory in my infirmities so that the power of God can rest on me. So it was ugly. There were some painful days in addiction, but not only painful. There were some good days, but the bad days outweighed the good days. And it was the pain that even motivated me to even want to become free and clean. And I tell people often, if you deny persons their pain, you delay their deliverance.
100%.
Sometimes you have to allow people to go through what they need to go through to hit rock bottom, because my rock bottom was my solid foundation. And sometimes we enable people to stay sick and into their own demise by trying to help them out when you have to learn how to let them go and let them live. But the pain for me of the addiction started, like I said, when I was 12 years old, smoking marijuana. And it was socially accepted, especially in my family. Everybody had a shoebox full of weed, you feel me? And so, of course,
the seeds,
the seeds, you know, and I had to work it like that. But, and so that progressed. And so by the time I got into college, I was snorting coke. You guys know I come up in the mid-'80s. I'm 57 years old. Don't I look good?
Oh, look, what's the secret?
And so,
Is that ice water?
back in the day, in the mid-'80s, you know, the movie Scarface came out, and everybody in D.C. In the mid-'80s, 86, 87, wanted to be Scarface. So we snorted coke, we smoked cigarettes. And so eventually, when I was going to Howard University, I got introduced to freebasing. And freebasing turned me out. And once I started freebasing, it was over then. And so I chased that ghost forever. And there's some things I could share, but I don't want to share it right here. You got to get the book.
Somebody got to keep it real.
You know.
Let me ask you this. How hard is it to reverse addiction? How hard is it to get back to where you were before you used the drug?
It's extremely tedious because addiction of any kind comes with patterns. You have to change the pattern. Even with cigarettes, how about that? Cigarettes. I've been clean off of cigarettes about 29 years, but cigarettes comes with patterns. Say, for instance, the best time to smoke a cigarette is after sex. See how quiet y'all got?
I might light a cigar after I get out some cheeks. That might
for cigarette smokers, you know, first thing in the morning, cigarette, pattern. After sex, cigarette, pattern. Oh God, after eating, pattern.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, food or liquor.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking was the
So they come with patterns, so you have to break the pattern. You have to break the pattern in anything. Well, you can be addicted to sex because sex can make you feel good about you. Right, so you get addicted. Anything outside of me that makes me feel good, I get addicted to.
So let's talk about something that makes you feel good, saving people. Where did the passion of saving people come from? Is that your new addiction?
Well,
is it safe to say that?
Well, I wouldn't call it addiction. I would call it a sheer calling.
That's deep.
It makes me feel good. I don't think I get more excited than people getting saved than I do any time in the ministry. You know, I love teaching. I love empowering people. I'm gifted in courage. My thing is to be exhorter. I'm a organic inspirer. I love to see people win and to get it. But my most significant joy comes when I see a person give their life to God, because I literally see their whole transformation from going one place to another. And it's amazing. I go off, I lose it. If you ever watch my live, when it's time to offer Christ and people get saved, my whole demeanor changed. I just go off, I lose it. Because literally what I believe is people were on their way one way, and when they met me, they're on another way. And that's exciting. But the addiction, man, it was horrible. There's some things I did to get to use and find ways to get more that I'm ashamed of. But I had to come to grips with that. I had to be able to talk about that. I had to be able to open that up and get honest with people that I did what I did. I had to own it. Because God would never fix what you won't face. And I had to face some of the things that I did in addiction that broke my heart. Stole from my own family. I robbed dudes in the neighborhood, been out in jail, all that type of stuff. But it was good for me that I was afflicted. Had I not been afflicted, I would have never known how significant I was. And so the things that I've been through, I use them today to pull people out. Because you can't tell me how to get out if you've never been in.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like you would be a bishop today if you didn't go through your addiction?
Well, God's plan is his plan. I couldn't really accurately answer that. God is so sovereign because he works from the ending to the beginning. He doesn't work like us. We start from the beginning to the end. He starts from the ending to the beginning. He knows my outcome before my income. So whether I got high or not, I was destined to be a pastor. But because I went through the addiction, I went through the street life and the crime life, it gave me more compatibility to people that's going through. Because I can identify. You know, if you've never been sick, you really can minister to me how to get healed. Because you really don't know how it feels to be sick. So I know what it feels like to be trapped, but I know what it feels like to be free. And you can be trapped way more than drugs. You got food addiction. See, this book is about help for anybody to recover from anything. Got clothes addiction. See, addiction moves, and you have to be very aware. It moves. Once I stop copying, I start shopping. I don't need a black shoe in my closet.
You can never go wrong with brown. You can never have too much brown shoes.
And so, you know, addiction moves. You got to be very, very careful, you know, how you manage. Anything that makes your life unmanageable needs attention.
Okay. All right. So how about for family? So how long have you and your wife been married, and where did you guys meet?
Well, we've been married 17 years. We met at the skating rink.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that's why it holds such a special place in your heart.
It is. It was magic when I met my wife. Matter of fact, I was preaching before I met my wife, and I knew that I needed a wife because I can't make it single.
Why do you say that?
I can't make it single. I mean,
nah, especially not in the church.
I love making love. I love women.
I know that's right.
We
in the same boat.
And so, you know, and I'm in love with one woman. And I had to do a lot of work on Vance, man. I had to do a lot of work on me, man, because I was a womanizer. You know, I come up that I use women. And once I got what I wanted, I didn't want no more. Because I'm a creature of feel good. I'm addicted to anything that makes me feel good.
That's the post-nut syndrome.
Oh, yeah. So I'm, so I met my wife and I knew I needed a wife. I told my wife on our first date, I said, I'm not looking for no little fling. I ain't looking for no little chick that I can just holler at. I did that. I need a wife. Because I realized a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor with God. See, if you really want favor, you got to get you a good woman. That's what the Bible says. I just believe in the Bible. So,
Do you think they're expressing that nowadays in the younger community?
well, the younger community, they haven't gotten their run out yet. And see, that's what we got to do. We got to let people get their run out. Once they get their run out, they get tired of getting beat. They get tired of going through and getting hurt and stomped on and used and taken advantage of. Then they begin to settle down. I tell all my young brothers, man, listen, man, you find favor when you find a wife. And you find it a good thing. And see, a woman don't look for a man. A woman be postured for the man to find her. I'm old school, that's all.
I'm a hunter. We hunters. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Bishop, I appreciate you coming on, man. You dropped some serious jewels, man.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all check out that book. But look, when we come back, an artist is gonna kill the stage. You're not gonna wanna miss this. Somebody gotta keep it real. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, I'm the Walking Flame, and you're watching the Realish TV. Somebody gotta keep it real.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
Welcome back. Our next guest recently just moved back to the DMV area from Pittsburgh so he can maximize his rap career. Please help me welcome the Walking Flame. How are you?
I'm good. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah.
This is gonna be fun.
Yes, thank you for coming. So look, we're gonna get right into it. So what was the move to Pittsburgh? Like, why did you move to Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so before I got into music, I was coaching basketball, and I had a job that I moved up to Pittsburgh to do for basketball.
Okay.
And once I got up there, like I ended up connecting with the right people, and I went to ID Labs for the first time and tried music, did the engineering, and it was going from there.
Okay. So what would you say has been the biggest hurdle in the rap industry?
Finding people that you can trust, like 100% finding people you can trust, because I learned early on that, especially just because sometimes the way I look, people are gonna try and get over on you and try and take advantage of you.
Yes.
But the biggest thing that I've been blessed with is I've surrounded myself with a good team, and I've made mistakes. You know what I mean? Every artist I know has made mistakes, but those mistakes are making me stronger. And now once I continue to get the platform, now I can help other artists prevent from making those same mistakes.
Okay. And what will be your dream collab?
Ooh, I would say, man, right now, I really liked NF growing up. One of the artists like that. I mean, I'd say Eminem probably.
Okay. That's a mean one. That's a mean one. So look, everybody, please help me welcome the Walking Flame.
Let's get it. Yeah. It's Flame. In a minute, I can rap insane for respect. Burning through this money like a flame on that shit. Yeah. Working for my name, all you lanes on. I tell them in a minute, I can rap insane for respect. Burning through this money like a flame on the check. Working for my name, all you lanes on neglect. Cause I'm battling myself, I'm the cause in effect. Moving through the city, never causing a wreck. I take a second as I just pause and reflect. Cursed in the game, now they calling a tech. Yeah, I'm battling myself, I'm the cause and effect. Telling me I can't make it, laughing like I can't hang. Voted best rapper, guess I gotta thank my campaign. Now who can't hang? All my life heard the same thing. Voices in my head, different thoughts from the same brain. I was first down, had to move the chain gang. Never on the chain gang, bangers on them bang bang. This is just my story, finna pop the champagne. Only be one winner, so I'm finna be a chain. In a minute, I can rap and sing for respect. Burning through this money like a flame on the check. Yeah. In a minute, I can rap and sing for respect. Burning through this money like a flame on the check. Working for my name, all you lames I neglect. Cause I'm battling myself, I'm the cause and effect. Moving through the city, never causing a rain. Yeah. In a minute, I can rap and sing for respect. Yeah. Working for my name, all you lames I neglect. In a minute, I can rap and sing for respect. Yeah. Oh.
All right now.
I know that's right.
That
I see why
was
they
really
call
hot.
you the Black Flame.
You already know, man.
All right, so thank you
Yeah.
for coming. That was a really good performance.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. And we want to thank the viewers for watching.
Definitely, and make sure y'all subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Add us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything. The Real Ish TV.
Yes. Somebody gotta keep it real.
But until next time, somebody gotta keep it real.